Hi, everyone. Welcome to Nursing 400, which is the transition to the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I'm so glad that you're here and that you will be able to begin this journey with us. In this brief orientation, I wanted to make sure that you know how to navigate Brightspace course so that you can confidently find what you need and to stay on track. So first of all, let's go ahead and let me share my screen. So this is what Brightspace will look like when you open it up. You'll see that it's the Nursing 400 course, and then you'll see these different um, table of contents, which the first one is welcome, the second one is start here, and then you'll start seeing all the modules. On the right side, you'll be able to find any announcements that I will put in for the course. And you will be able to access your calendar and Outlook and OneDrive, which is hopefully where you can save your assignments so that you're able to access them from anywhere. Um, then there's the contact information. So, where my office is, my cell phone number in case you need to get in touch with me, and um, if we go back over here, I'll go ahead and open this up so you can see what it is. This is a welcome letter to you and just a little bit on how to succeed in the course. So when you um, open up one of these boxes that you see under table of contents, you'll see them over here to the left-hand side. So the start here, if you click on that, that will go ahead and tell you what is inside that folder. So as you look inside the folder, if you hit navigate here, you'll see all the different types of assignments and some helpful tips. And usually I've included some type of a quote for whatever we're talking about. All right. Then you would move down to course syllabus, and it tells you a little bit about what the course syllabus is. And to find the course syllabus, you need to go ahead and click on the link, and then the syllabus will open. So with the syllabus, you're going to see that it has the name of the course. It's going to have my contact information as well. This one, let me scroll back up to the top. All right. And then it's going to go ahead and give you a description of the course. Now, we're going to be talking a lot or referring to these course learning outcomes during the semester. So the course learning outcomes are what the outcomes that we would like you to reach by the end of NUR 400. All right. If you scroll on down, then you see the end of program student learning outcomes. And so these are outcomes that we hope that you reach by the end of your time in the BSN program. All right. So you will see on every syllabus, you'll see the specific course learning outcomes for that course. And then you'll see these end of program student learning outcomes, which are the same throughout the whole program. All right. So if we scroll on down, you'll see the required text. The only textbook that is required for this course is the APA manual, and the rest will be open educational resources. So those are textbooks that are located online. So I will supply the link to those textbooks, as well as there's some articles that you can read that are open access that I will have the link to as well. So that is the course material that we will be using, the APA book and the open educational out resources. Okay. So tells you that you need a computer with a microphone and high-speed, reliable internet. And then we go on down here to the grading scale. So for those of you who've been at Cincinnati State previously, you'll see that the grading scale is the same. All right. In this course, you will have online quizzes, and those are several weeks out of the semester. That's about 23% of your course points. You will have two discussion boards that you will be completing during this 8-week course. And you will have an interprofessional interview. So that is where you're going to go and interview someone probably that you work with, maybe that's not a nurse. So it would be like a dietitian or a physical therapist or a physician or a pharmacist or someone that you um, can learn about what role they play in the setting. Okay. Then there's some written reflections and assignments. And then down here it says mandatory assignments. What that is that there are certain assignments that you need to complete to move on out of the course. One of those assignments is the pedigree assignment, where you're going to be looking at the different people that are in your family and looking at health status, okay? The interdisciplinary interview, as well as this social determinants of health video series that we're going to be doing. So those three, even if you miss the assignment, you have to go back and do it to be able to move on out of the course. All right. Then we have our APA. The manual is going to be helpful because you're going to be writing using this APA formatting. All right. So very important to read that, as well as the netiquette statement. Very important that we're respectful of each other in our writing, or in our emails, or if you're doing a discussion board, again, we need to be very respectful of each other. All right. As far as testing, we have quizzes, not really testing, they're all open book. You have as long as you need to complete them. Some of them, or most of them, probably will be where you cannot backtrack. So you can only move forward. So you do one question at a time, and then you move on. All right. The rest of the syllabus has different services that are available, such as the Health Excel services. If you get behind and need some help in that area, you can contact Lisa Lucas. Her email address is here. Then we go down to Starfish. That is how you set up an appointment with your instructor. So I will have office hours in the computer for online hours. And then if you want to meet face to face, I probably can set up time to come into school where I can meet with you as well. All right. No-show policy, you need to go ahead and make sure that you sign in within the first 2 weeks. This is only an 8-week course, so very important that you don't get behind and that you keep up with the assignments. All right. If for any reason you want to withdraw from the course, please see me first. Talk to me over the phone, through a video meeting, just to make sure that there's not something we can do to help you. All right. If you have any technical problems, the Information Technology Help Desk is who you're going to contact, and their phone number is right here. So if you have problems signing into Brightspace or have problems with the computer for some reason, go ahead and call them. As far as AI, We do encourage responsible use of artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT or Grammarly, but we don't want you to use that to complete your entire assignment. It can be used to give you ideas, to brainstorm, to maybe if you have written something and you want it to clean up what you've written, you can put it in and do things like that. But we don't want you to just load an assignment into ChatGPT and tell it to do it because we'll be able to know. We're very familiar with ChatGPT too, so we'll be able to tell if you've just not really done the assignment yourself. So we really want you to connect what we're learning in class to wherever you're working. So that will be how you will probably learn the most and be able to apply what you've learned. So we have our academic integrity policy here, the disability services, um, and some of these aren't as applicable with it being online as if you were face to face. The syllabus does end with the brief outline, just telling you what this class involves. What information are we going to cover during the class? And that is what the last page is. All right. So that is the syllabus. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that and go back here to the RN to BSN handbook, which is the next tab down. And it's important that you open this up and that you read it. Same thing with the syllabus. It's important for you to know the information for one, but for another reason is there's a quiz on the syllabus and this RN to BSN handbook. So let me scroll back up here where you can see the beginning of it. And you're just going to scroll down with your mouse to be able to read it. So you have a welcome from the dean and from the director and from all of us. It tells who teaches in the program. And then it's going to just go ahead and tell you things that are very important for the RN to BSN program. It's directed towards you. All right. It's not for all the other students at Cincinnati State. It is things that you need to know. All right. So we'll get out of that. And the next thing here is the calendar for the 400. So if you open that, and it's going to send it up where you have to, it will download it and then you have to open it back up. All right, this will show you what topics we're going to cover each week, as well as what assignments there are and how many points those are when they're due. All right. So this is a very important document to keep with you. It also has the links to different resources that we use in the course, some of the textbooks, all right, that we use that are online. So please go ahead and read through the calendar and keep that where you can get to it easily. All right. And then we have here that the course points blueprint. So this is just the assignments. So if we open that up, it's going to download up here and it's going to open. Hopefully these are opening on Zoom so you can see. And there it is. So it just tells you how many, you can see all the quizzes that you're going to be taking and how many points they are, discussion boards and assignments, and then the total points in the class. All right. So our assignments are going to be due on the next Monday. So if we start on a Monday, the next Monday by midnight is when most things are due, except for the discussion boards. The discussion boards, the initial post is due on Thursdays. And then the peer response, where you're going to respond to two other students in the class, is due by Monday, the next Monday at midnight. All right. So that's the schedule for all of our assignments in UR 400. The next thing here is the APA video. And so if you need to have a refresher, or if you aren't familiar with APA, it would be great to watch this. And that gives you an overview of what you're going to be doing for these papers in the program. All right. If we go down one more, I only have the first module open for this video, but if you open that up, you'll see other things open up underneath. All right. So the module 1 has an introduction. There's our quote and learning outcomes. Okay. So under module 1 is all the information and assignments that have to do with this topic. So first of all, you can open the topic outline. Now this one opened up in the window for you. Most of the time you have to go ahead and download it. All right. But this gives you, again, any articles that you need to read for the week. You can have access to those there, what the student learning outcomes are, as well as the outline of what is covered in that module. Then you have your assignments listed on here as well. So all of these letters, the CSLO and EPSLO, those are what course learning outcome this outcome is related to. So remember on our syllabus, we have the course learning outcomes, which is specific to NUR 400, the end of program student learning outcomes, which is the same throughout the whole RN to BSN program. And then there's domains of nursing and the nursing essentials, okay, the BSN essentials. Now, are those important? Well, they are, because we need this to be accredited. We need this to be an accredited program. It's important for you to be familiar with it because you're going to want to show that you have met all of the end of program student learning outcomes. So as you do different assignments that is related to a certain end of program student learning outcome, you probably want to keep that in a folder so that you're able, when you put your portfolio together at the end of the program, you'll have different assignments and you'll know, okay, this assignment meets this outcome. All right. So the way that each week is set up is you have a PowerPoint. All right. So generally it's going to open up right in the window. This one is a little bit different, but what you'll have is a link, and you're going to click on that link and the PowerPoint will open. All right. So you have your topic outline, PowerPoint, and then you have assignments. So you have your assignment. This is a discussion board. So if we would go on to the discussion board, there's going to be where you can start a thread. All right. And you'll have the question. The question is on your assignment sheet. So let's go back to, well, this is going to let me. All right. Since it's on the student view, I'm going to have to open something in the instructor view to be able for you to see it. But you'll be able to open up the question and see what question you need to answer for your initial post. And then you'll see two questions or one question, depending, that you need to respond to a student's, one of your peers. All right. So then your quiz is down here. So you would go ahead, go to quiz, and you would be able to start the quiz. And again, remember that you can usually move forward only. Now, some of them might be where you can go back and change answers and whatnot, but usually you see the question, you can spend as long as you want on it, but then you move forward and you can't move back. All right. So I think that is pretty much um, how to navigate the Brightspace. All right. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I know that a different learning management system for those of you who were used to Blackboard, it's going to be a little bit of a change, but I think it's actually a little bit easier than Blackboard was. So go ahead, make sure to get in touch with me if you need to. Um, Otherwise, I guess that I will see you in other videos. All right. So take care. Bye-bye.